Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another happy Sunday coming together with the community. We're going to be talking about there's these new ideas that Arcade1up has, I think, for the future, but can the community get together and tell them, no, this is what we want? And so this happened last year with their campaign of Get Loud, and there's a lot of people in the community that are saying Get Loud didn't work, and I think the possibility of Get Loud working is still out there. Now, you can comment all you want down in the channel, say that I'm wrong, but what I am trying to do is to elevate the community, get them an opportunity to have a voice. They can probably go to different social media events, you know, Facebook, whatever, but is Arcade1up listening? I don't fully know, but I wanted to try out something different where I would do these community polls that are rapid fire. So I built a tool that will allow us to interact very quickly. It also has the ability for me to start the poll without everyone in the audience actually seeing what the poll results are. So there is no influence from a whole bunch of other people. Now, there's ways to get around that, and you know, maybe everyone's going to have a genuine vote anyway, but I thought this would be a fun opportunity to discuss, have good discussions in the community, still in that podcast style where as we bring up any parts of the poll, we can still discuss it. So if you're watching on the replay, this is your opportunity to hear at least what this community is interested, the ones that came and hung out on live. And if you want to vote your cast or, you know, talk about what you are interested in, please comment down below. My plan, as I've done a few times on these videos, is to share this link with Arcade1up and say, hey, are you really listening? Because I tried to gather some information from the community, and this is what they said. So go through it, go through the data, and hopefully it'll influence your next design. Now, I definitely have some motivation behind this because there's some cabinets that I want from Arcade1up. But hey, if the community is not backing that idea, then maybe it's not a good idea. So we'll just throw it out there and see what people say. So I asked the question how everyone was doing in the chat. We got a few people coming to hang out already. I want to say hi to everyone. So Sean is saying super off-road or bust, Gorf or bust, Sinistar or bust from Sean. Console Fanboy, he's saying that Get Loud doesn't work, and I think it's possible all he's thinking about is Mortal Kombat 4. And if Mortal Kombat 4 isn't ready, that doesn't mean Get Loud doesn't work. Keep in mind, ever since the Get Loud came out, what is Arcade1up even released? They did Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They did Blitz. Those were in the roadmap for years. That's what we heard. They've been working on them for years. A lot of product development, and eventually gets into the actual software, and they didn't really deliver on that initially, but Blitz has a pretty good online system now. But, you know, Console Fanboy mainly talks about Mortal Kombat 4, but just because they haven't released it doesn't mean that they're not listening to the Get Loud, right? Because that could still be on their roadmap. It's just not coming in your timetable because there's going to be some challenges with MK4. So I'm going to have a question about MK4 tonight for sure. Robotron 2084, we got My Bullhorn is ready. Thank you so much, TX Scientist. Jason says, I was going to Get Loud on Sega Arcade games, but didn't. iArcade or AtGames pay or lock down the Sega titles? I guess my Get Loud won't work then. I have heard that, and I don't really know if that's true. It could be true, but the evidence kind of looks like it might be true. The point is Arcade1up, AtGames, and iArcade in some way or another have all played with Sega, but we haven't really seen anything from Sega from Arcade1up recently. Now, there was a leak for about a Sonic cabinet, so I think that's evidence that there's still a possibility they were talking with Sega, maybe saying, like, you want to do a Sonic cabinet? And that was in the last 6 months or so, I want to say. So it could be something like that. Sean says it's been okay. Was warm in Omaha, then cold, and now cold. Need the weather to choose. Yeah, that's where we're at right here. It was nice and warm last weekend, and then it's in the 30s again. So it's pretty cold again. So JJ says, happy Sunday. What do you think about the new pinball effects and tables on Steam? I got quite a collection on FX3 and Pinball Arcade already. I haven't got a chance to play with that just yet. That's on my list of things to do. I did hear when I was on Super Gamer Room Dudes, people were talking about how at least the Steam version was a little laggy. So hopefully they can get that fixed. I've heard some other people talk about, like, it shouldn't be laggy, right? Because, like, what is the difference between the pinball effects, you know, on an Android or on a PC, but then on Steam, how would it be different? And all I can think is I believe Steam is like a platform itself, like it's a container in which these games would run in. And so it's possible that those games have been adapted to be able to run in that little container, and maybe it just doesn't perform well. Maybe that's an optimization they can do. And I don't know the details of Steam. We got people casting votes about Qbert. All right, so let's get into it. Hey, everybody. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. So we'll give this a shot. We're going to turn on, let's see if I can get this to work. So we're going to turn on the live chat here, okay? So we got live chat is feeding in, and then we're going to do a live poll, but the live poll is not going to be through YouTube. So the live poll is going to be from you chatting right here in the live chat, and it's going to collect your votes based on that. And I wanted to, since we're talking about titles, I'm going to start with something super generic. What should Arcade1up come out with next? And then I'm gonna explain how this works. We're gonna do let's start with just a test essentially. And so the first one is I'm only gonna give you 2 options, and I have a couple more. We're gonna this is the first time doing this live, so we're gonna see if this works. So I'm gonna start the poll, and then you're gonna see it available right up there, and I'm gonna explain how the options work. Let's hope it works. Let's see if it works. Okay, so we're gonna show the poll. There it is. So there's the poll at the top of the screen. It says, what should Arcade1up come out with? I was typing too fast. So type the number 1 if you want Sega. Type the number 2 if you want Atari, if that's among the games that you want to see. And we'll start to see those votes coming in. Cast your vote, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So Sega is something that we haven't seen Arcade1up do in a while now. And we've only seen, what is it, Outrun? We've seen Arcade1up come out with Outrun. Yeah, I see a couple people. Do me a favor in the chat. If you have an idea for a poll, type in poll and then what you want that poll to be. And I'm going to filter for the word POLL in a little bit. And now keep in mind, if you type in, I should have been clear, your chat needs to be exactly the number 1 or the number 2. That's it. Don't type anything else. Don't put a space. Don't put a comment. Nothing else, or the poll will not count. Because I don't want to include your messaging if you just so happen to have the number 1 inside it. I thought about making it where if it starts with 1, then it would cast the poll. So we'll start showing the totals. Let's see. We got 44 people have voted so far. Let's keep it coming. And you only get 1 vote on this poll system. If you do it multiple times, we shouldn't see the count go up. So do me a favor, if you've already voted for 1 or voted for 2, try to change your vote. I don't believe it'll work. I code it in such a way where it only will count your first one. And thank you guys so much for poll suggestions, because I did come up with a list of poll suggestions. But if all the poll suggestions or ideas are coming directly from me, if it's coming from me, then, you know, there'd be like a lot of influence in that poll, perhaps, you know. So I'll go through the list that I have, but I'd also would love to hear the list that you know, what you would have as well. So if we can get up to 50 votes, that'd be really cool, and we get the most participation in this. I think 50 would be pretty good. And see if we can get, unless it crashed, let's see if we get another poll coming in. Anyway, what about Atari? So Atari, they did like the Tempest, but we haven't, I don't think we've seen anything from Atari that's a deluxe. Kevin, in the chat, how do you vote? Just type in, right in the live chat, your answer, which is either the number 1 or the number 2. Just type that in, Kevin, and that's all you have to type in. And then you'll see that go up. So you'll see there's 47, now there's 48. See, Kevin, now we got 49. Let's get 1 more, and we'll see what the answer is. This is a custom software that I put together, Kevin, and it's not traditional, but I want to play with this idea of leveraging the live chat. So I've ended the poll, and now that if you try to vote now, it shouldn't come through. See, we're sticking at 50, so that's working pretty good. So let's show the results. There are the results. So 76% of you Out of the 50 people that came in early to watch the stream, they're talking about wanting Sega. And so I think maybe because, you know, Sega is something that we haven't seen enough from. We got a couple people that are voting or put in some poll ideas. Let's see. This is pretty good. So we got a couple ideas for polls. So let's switch over to a new poll. And since there was, let's see. Yeah, I see a couple in here that I think are really good. Like this one, the poll of the twin stick cab or a Sega-themed racer. That would be pretty good. So let's see. We're going to clear the poll. There we go. We're going to create a new one. Let's see. And which one? See, I don't know if I can do this quick enough, though. Which one? Let's add a couple answers in here. You're going to type in 1. If you want this one, you go 2. And then we go Sega-themed racing cab. Or do you want a twin stick cab? All right, let's just jump right into it. Okay, we should be good. So we have the poll that's live now, and type in 1 if you want a twin stick cab. Type in 2 if you want a Sega-themed racing cab. And we'll go ahead and start showing the... do I have a bug? There's no way 52 people voted. Okay, I think I got a bug there. It's counting the votes from before, right? This can't be good. I'm going to have to show the results because, I forgot to clear it, right? Justin's fired. Justin's fired 100%. He's fired. He busted it out. He screwed it up. He forgot to clear the options here. So we're gonna end the poll. We're gonna end the poll because this is a bad. We're gonna end the poll. Basically we're doing this live here, right? So we're learning the bugs of the. I mean, I tested my code. It's just I didn't test it with a live audience, So I appreciate you guys coming to hang out and trying this out with me. So we're gonna start over on this one, and now I know I just got to clear it. I got to clear the data from the previous one, and then we can do it again. So there's no active poll right now, and we want twin stick cab. Okay, which one we want? One of these two. Okay, save that. Let's see. Someone asked, you better change what you're drinking. That's right. So let's show that poll. We're back up again. We're going to show the poll totals. Okay, so as they come in, so which one would you want? A twin stick cab or a Sega-themed racing cab? As you vote, as you see those come in, you'll see the number go up that it's counting it. Okay, it's really, really kicking in here. And if you put in a 3, it shouldn't count it. Now we're getting some votes coming in. Man, I wonder what... I don't know. So the Sega-themed racing cab makes me think we want to go... Some of the other polls that were coming through, some people wanted to go through different games. That would be kind of fun to do. Coming up in just a second, I got a list of poll questions that I was thinking that would be relevant to what's going on right now. In the Arcade1up home arcade scene. So we can get up to maybe about 50 votes, and we'll show those poll results, and we'll see how we're handing. Yeah, see, CastleMania Games, you're trying to crash me with the 1, 2, but the key that I'm using on this poll is a 1 or a 2, and it has to be exactly that. I see what you're doing. You're trying to double vote and screw me up, CastleMania. Ryan's trying to screw me up. Okay, we got a little bit more... I don't know, a twin stick game versus a Sega-themed racing cab. Which one would be better to see? Both would give, twin stick would probably be cheaper to make because it's just sticks, right? And, nothing special going on there except for how it's integrated with the game. But then you got a Sega-themed racing cab. Now it's got a very special... See, JJ's trying to double vote, right? And it's good. It's not counting it the second time. I saw that. Thank you. Thank you for testing that out. We're almost to 50 votes, and we'll get to 50 votes, hopefully. Get to 50 votes, and we'll do a couple more. And we'll have a discussion about it. Good. That was my test. Yeah. Appreciate that. Okay, one more. One more, and I'll show where we're at. What do you guys think? I'm curious if 121. There you go. 51 votes. Let's show it. Okay. So here we are. 60% are saying, I'm surprised. 60% are saying they would like to see a twin stick cab. Let's see. I see a good comment here. Let's see. Where's that at? Take off the poll. Okay. Let's see. And it's still going up. I still have the poll open. I'm just revealing what we got. So if you want to vote, type in a 1 or a 2. Have that be your only comment, and it'll add your vote to the poll. Papa Brad's Gaming, which, by the way, I really appreciate your video that came out today, and I really appreciate the video that Zohar made, and you guys are being real kind to one another. That's just fantastic. It warms my heart to know that you guys are being civil with each other. I think there's a level of respect that both of you are having for each other, and I think that's really cool. And in fact, Papa Brad, your video inspired this live stream right here, because I've been working on this poll for a little bit, and you made some comments in your video about what people would like, and I was like, ooh, I'm almost done with the poll. I should make my podcast about the poll, and then let's see what the community says. Get more people's opinion on it. Papa Brad says a twin arcade cab, a twin stick cab is an easy win for Arcade1up. You can run a Robotron on one. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. He's trying to do some code injection right there. Code injection. It looks like the twin stick cab won. Let's end the poll there. Hide the poll. Oh, I see. End poll is, yeah. End poll's not. I see what's going on. I know my bug now. I know what killed it. All right, so we're going to do this other poll. These are very simple yes or no poll questions. And I thought this would start a discussion as well. And it's very simple. We're just going to do another, all you got to do is type in the number 1 or 2. Actually, no, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do a 0. Right? No, I'm going to do 1 or 2. I'm too afraid none of my code is... Did I do a falsy check somewhere in that code? Where it's 0? No, it's an equality match. Strict equality. Strict equality is what I used. Okay, we're going to go for it. I'm going to do 0. Okay, so here is the new poll. All right, you guys ready for this? Is it good business? Is it a good business decision for Arcade1up to make a Mortal Kombat 4? Type in 1 if your answer is yes. Type in 0 if your answer is no. Not an O, I need a 0. And your comment needs to be exactly a number 1 or a number 0. That's the only thing you should type in. If you want to comment another chat message just about your opinion, type in MK, and I'll filter for that in just a second. So type in MK, and then afterwards, type in your personal thoughts about Mortal Kombat. And then we can discuss that. Let's do that now. I'm searching for any chat message that has the word MK in it, and I'll highlight it in the chat. So Papa Brad says 1 MK with all of them. That's what he's thinking. He wants a Mortal Kombat cabinet that has all of them, including Mortal Kombat 4. So if anyone else has a comment that they want to talk about with this Mortal Kombat poll, just type in MK and it'll kind of show up in my list. So let's take a look at the total people that have voted so far. Come on, let's get it going. You want to get loud? You want to be heard? Then all you got to do is type in exactly the character 0, and that's it. Or type in 1. Otherwise, it won't count as a vote. It won't count as a vote unless it looks more like this. Like David, that's not going to count. If you type in 0, if that's just a comment for you, that's fine. But if you want it to count to the vote, then you're going to need to... Here we go. There we go. Sorry. I was sitting on the hose there. That's right. I literally was sitting on the hose is what I was doing. I had the feed slowed down. It's like, nope. Need that feed to come back in. We got some more thoughts. So, and all the MK comments that I was waiting for are finally in. Okay. MK. No one liked MK4 when it came out. Now everyone loves it, LOL. From Octoman. Port of Dreams says, MK, not great business sense, but would be nice to have in the collection. MG, your vote only counts once, okay? The vote only counts once. Bob says MK Online needs respect and all available. Okay. Andrew says MK1up can't get it right. Matt says it's the last Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet. It's a piece of history. You listening, John? You listening? 1 through 4 and throw in Primal Rage. Total burnout on MK, all of them. What does that mean, JJ? I don't know what that means. Totally burned out on MK, all of them. Okay, then we got, if you're going to make one with all games on it, gotta be Mortal Kombat 4 cabinet design. It's not gonna work, David. Trying to break my code, it's not gonna work. All right. They need to add a few more games to the current list to make the sale count, like their current midway list, but with MK and a few new ones. Yeah, swap out some of those games, right? MK love MK, but so tired of MK. Street Fighter and Pac-Man cabinets. All right, David. Yes, Elmer Fudd says. Ryan says MK4 would be a new game title, which is what everyone would like to see. Hayden says MK 1 through that we talked about that already. Okay. MK4 is a great arcade game. This is from Biggie D, content creator. Play it on the arcade yesterday. Deep bass, good sound, fast gameplay. There we go. Nooner's saying MK 1 through 4, Primal, War, Gods, Mace. Let's do this. Totally burned out on MK games. Please, something different. Thank you, JJ, for clarifying. Thor is saying, however, if I could only have one, I'd rather have an MK cabinet with spectate mode and rollback than a cab with MK4. What do you guys think of that? See, this is why I got to add the next feature where you can @ Thor, and if you liked it, he would show up in the chat, like how many people have liked his comment so far in the live stream. That would be really cool. Josh is saying MK, yes, because they need goodwill. The cabinet that killed MK in arcades was so bad. John D doesn't like MK. Papa Brad is saying drop Paperboy, get MK. Jack of all trades LLC is saying MKXL with 1 through 4. Is what he wants. Thanks, guys. Console Fanboy says free MK4. Bob is saying MK, I still have original release waiting to replace it. 2i2 hen, they finally get it right. Will they finally get it right? I think so. And Alfred with the free MK4. Okay, so let's check out. We got 50 people in the votes so far. Is that right? I'm gonna say I'm gonna see if it goes up. I'm gonna say no, sorry, but I just want to see it go up. Okay, it went up. Okay, so 1 vote was mine. All right, I'm gonna type in 1 to see if it won't go up, and it doesn't go up. Okay, very good. So let's see the percentage here. Here's what people say. What the heck? What? The votes are still coming in. This vote is still live. The community is split with 53 votes here. Is it a good business decision for Arcade1up to make an MK4 cabinet? And we got a split. 52%. 53% are now. Come on, if you want to see it, if you have some passion for this game, or you do not want to see it and you have not casted your vote yet, all you have to do is type in the chat the number 1 or number 2. Don't type anything else, but Your vote only counts once. Those that are listening, is it good business decision for Arcade1up to make an MK4 cabinet? The community is split with yes, 53%, no, 46%. With, I mean, it's a yes in the direction, you know, that's where they want to go. You know, that's what people are saying. Wow, I don't know if that's a good answer, because if it was dominantly one or the other, let's see. Josh is saying, please poll this. Would you rather have a sit-down racer or a sit-down? Okay, so I'm gonna copy that and put it in my notes. So we'll add that to the list. Let me go to the next one. So MK4 is something that has been on the topic. I love this so far. I'm enjoying this poll so much because I did not anticipate these answers. I think it's a really, really interesting. Okay, I'm trying to reset everything because I definitely have a memory bug. And so I think this will help me. Yes. Okay. All right, all right, so the chats should be coming in now. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to do another poll here. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm really surprised by these poll answers. I was hoping I was going to be like, told you so, so-and-so, but it being split is crazy. Okay, so this next one is a XL versus Pro question. I just realized for some reason I have another bug. I'm not allowed to put capital in my answers. I don't know why. Let's see. XL. Okay, so in the last year, we've seen a Pro cabinet and we have seen an XL cabinet. Now, the Golden Tee XL went for $699, and it being $699 actually makes sense, being that they have other cabinets that are $499 and $599 that are not XL, so the $699 price of an XL makes sense. But I think the Pro being $1,000, I don't think it did very well. So they do a Pro again. I think they got to bring that price down. They got to do a compromise. But that's interesting because if they bring that price down on the Pro, bring it down to be like $899, right? And then the XL would be $699. And the shape of these cabinets would be the same in the end. And I would expect a XL for $699 now to have a BOE monitor in it. And the only difference between the XL and the Pro at that time now would be like the joysticks and buttons upgrade, and maybe does it come with a mat, things like that. And so a lot of people have said, like, we don't care about that. We don't care about those things. And other people say, they do. So here is the bath mat, Mike Worley. Okay, so here is the next poll question. Let's show this poll. So the poll is, would you rather buy a Pro cabinet for $899 or an XL cabinet for $699? Again, if you're just joining us, if you want to cast your vote, all you got to do is type only the number in the live chat right here on YouTube. You type that number 1 or you type that number 2 into the chat. JJ, you typed in 0 and that doesn't count. Type in exactly 1 or 2 and you'll start to see those votes coming in. Let's show those vote totals. So we're starting to see them go up. Let's see if we can get to 50 again. See if we got enough people in the chat to support 50 votes. 168 people in the chat. I think we can get about 50 votes and then that'd be good. Again, so we want, the question is, would you rather buy a Pro cabinet for $899 or an XL cabinet for $699? When we get to 50 votes, I'm going to leave this poll open. And then if you want, first I'm going to filter the chat for the keyword XL. We'll see what people are saying about XL. And then I'm going to filter in the chat keyword Pro so that I can highlight all of the chat's messages between XL and Pro. So start getting your thoughts in about the XL or the Pro, you can do that now, and I'll catch up on the stream. JJ asked a question that's pretty interesting. Isn't the Deluxe basically an XL? Well, see, the XL still has that larger form factor and's got a 19-inch. And believe me, like the Deluxe, I've been in person, seen a Deluxe, and I owned an XL, and I got a Deluxe coming later, hopefully in a few weeks. And they're different. They're different, man. Like the XL, an XL is much larger, and it's got that 19-inch screen. So let's start looking at those percentage. Whoa! Wow, this is interesting. So still cast your vote. The vote is the poll has not ended. If you disagree with this and you want to, push for the Pro, but this is really interesting. An XL for $699. Currently, 90% are saying they would rather have an XL for $699 versus a Pro for $899. Like, this is a landslide, guys. Like, this is interesting information. Because it's like, at least this community that I've put together of people that come on Sunday for the live chat, they're all about saving. I don't know. Maybe because I did a lot of deal videos. I don't know. I collect people that are interested in deals. I don't know. But a 90% towards an XL, that is significant. That is significant. All right, so I'm gonna start looking for chats with XL in it. Let's see what we got. We'll start with JJ. It says the only way it would be good decision is if they did a Deluxe or XL with all. He's talking about MK still. Okay. Tell us the difference between an XL or Pro. So we talked about that. The XL and the Pro are both going to have that larger form factor. And so if you go look at the Golden Tee 3D, that's a representation of an XL. And then the Pro would be, I don't know why it's not coming to my head. The freaking spinal cabinet. I don't know why it's like Killer Instinct. Okay, there we go. So Killer Instinct Pro, that was $1,000. Now, the Killer Instinct Pro came with hapsticks, but not the right ones. Better buttons, but I think not the right ones. It did have a BOE 19-inch screen. It came with a mat. It came with a chair, a stool with a back. What else did it come with? An anti-fatigue mat. And a lot of people in the community were saying, we don't want to spend $1,000 and then you throw in all those extra stuff on the Pro. Heck, just give us an XL. So an XL is basically like, just give us the plain cabinet that has the larger shape. And if you disagree with this poll, this is still live. It's still live. Type in 1 if you'd rather have a poll for a Pro for $899. Type in 2 if you want that XL for $699. So I'm assuming that it's BOE going forward. I'm assuming that at $699, that XL would have that BOE monitor, which is the manufacturer that produces closer to an IPS screen level of quality. A lot of the documentation about BOE says IPS. It's technically not IPS, but they came out with their own proprietary technology that's similar to IPS, gives the similar quality output. And among all of the home arcade monitors that are out there, it's probably still not as good as like a Dell 2007 IPS Ultra Sharp monitor, but it is the closest to a Dell Ultra Sharp. I've actually seen some Dell Ultra Sharps that are not as good as a BOE, and it's because the Dell Ultra Sharps, they don't use monitors that are made by Dell. I mean, they outsource it to LG, or BOE, in fact, is one of the companies that does some of the Dell Ultra Sharps. So anyway, among the home arcade, the BOE seems to be the cleanest. But Andrew says XL Star Wars would be a home run. Vic Vicious says XL for $499. That's the thing. If they do $699, maybe $499 would be there. Eventually, it'd go on discount. So he wants a $499 XL. Isn't the Deluxe basically XL? We covered that. XL is basically Pro with a better price. Yeah, there you go. XL Power Stone Arcade Cab. We need the XL Super Off-Road 3 wheels. That's interesting because they would probably have enough real estate on that for it as well. And I saw someone in the chat type in a whole bunch of 3s. Yeah, obviously 3 is not an option, and multiple 3s is not an option. But that's fine. I just reacted too quickly to that. Obviously, you're joking. XL WrestleMania. There we go. Pro. It actually depends. I'd say XL all day, but if the Pro is a sit-down racer done right, I'd pay for a Pro all day. not paying $699 for an XL with a TN and not paying $999 for a Pro with rookie parts. Interesting. Rookie parts is an interesting way to express it. Let's see. Port of Dreams says, XL, I never hate the stock buttons and sticks can be updated on my own if need be. I think that's an interesting thing because, I mean, you're kind of, if the difference between the XL and the Pro is just the buttons and the sticks, and you're paying like $200 or $300 more, you could get it done yourself way cheaper than $200-300. And I think that's like a good compromise. And I think if you're into the home arcade, if you can assemble an Arcade1up, you probably could invest the time into upgrading your sticks. And it'd be like a good lesson, good learning thing. I guess there's some people that would be willing to pay extra so it's just done. It's just, you don't have to worry about it because it's just something you don't have to worry about. But I don't think they could do both XLs and Pros of the same exact. It would be cool, like give you the option. Let's see. They won't lower the Pro price, so XL is the way to go. XL is better and more bang for the buck. Arcade1up parts always suck no matter what. Give us 4 options to vote for: Pro, XL, Deluxe, and then the riser. Let's do that, man. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna copy that. I gotta work on that. It won't let me copy because I didn't build that. Let's see. Poll on Deluxe. No. Peasant, Deluxe. I'll write this down. XL, Pro. Okay, we'll do that in just a little bit. 2024 year of all XL cabs release would be great. XL, everything nowadays is super expensive and people don't have the extra money. I've got 8 3/4 cabs. Hate the risers. Now, if I get the Pro XL, it dwarfs all my other cabs. Yeah, consistency, right? You should now do a poll between XL and Deluxe. Okay, multiple people are saying that. XL, I'd rather pay an extra $200 up front for a Pro instead and having to upgrade later. Okay, we got someone on the other side, right? XL, WrestleMania, the arcade game, needs to happen. XL only from Pitbull. Let's see, XL Capcom versus SNK 2000. XL Revolution X, please. XL Deluxe USA, Daytona USA linkable cabs. Yes, to the linkable Daytona XL. And I think, let's see, would you support a Kickstarter model? This is a recommended poll. A wish list of cabinets produced that would take 1 year. Kickstarter 1 year. Okay, I'll put that on the list for the poll. Let's see, $1,000 Pro only if it's Star Wars cockpit, only Star Wars or Sega Star Wars trilogy. For the $999 price and Pro title, it needs to be better than a regular cab because a Pro would get a real cab. Because a Pro would get a real cab unless there's something better. Yeah, for that price, right? Nothing wrong with the buttons on the KI Pro. Is that right? Okay, cool. I didn't have it. So, XL Arcade1up needs to quietly make the XL Pro level. The Arcade1up needs to make the XL Pro level the XL price. The price needs to be come back down, and they are evidenced by the Deluxe. $699 cabs didn't sell well. That's a good point. The only thing that I would consider as a Pro would be a game like Gauntlet Dark Legend or Star Wars Trilogy. You have to wow people with a Pro. KI was not a wow factor. The Arcade1up Pro was a giant fail. You won't see any more Pros. Who makes a Pro? Working coin door? Yeah, what makes a Pro? Working coin door? Pro needs thicker panels. Pro. Ain't no one want to pay $900 for a 1-up. I think that the Pro falls short at the asking price. Pro isn't Pro enough. It isn't. If it was, I'd rather pay the difference for one. There you go. Pro really isn't a Pro. All right. Pro is too rich for my blood. Folds cards. Too rich for my blood. There you go. Their Pro is only worth $699. All right. Very good. Let's get everything reset here. This will take just a second to get everything fully reset. I got a few more ideas on the poll. Love the discussion. Really appreciate everyone participating in these polls. I think they're a lot of fun. And we'll get that reset. Okay. Doing good. All right. So next up on the list of things that yeah, let's do this one. Okay, we got another poll coming up. Let's see. I got to make it where the paste is working better. Man, I got a list of bugs I got to work out. Okay. This one I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to make you type in a character. Let's see. So the question is going to be, what is the best deluxe cabinet? And this is what made me think of Papa Brad. He asked the question. He said, the MK is the best deluxe cabinet. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Is it? Is it the best? Maybe it is still the best. I don't know. Let's see what the community has to say about that. Let's get a little vote going on here. So we're going to try this out. So I think this is good. So here's the poll. It's not numbered. What is the best deluxe? Based on the reviews that you've seen, based on listings, based on games that you've seen available, maybe based on your personal experience of these games. So type in M if your answer is MK. Type in P if your answer is Pac-Man. And type in C if your answer is Class of 1981. Let's see if we get the votes registered. It looks like they're coming in just fine. That's right. Yeah, you know what? I'll get better at this. I'll get better at this for sure. I'll get better at this. What I was just thinking was I need to start adding more options like none of the above, you know? Like they all suck. That would be better. And I should have everything cleaned up. So if you want to make a comment about these three, why you think one is better versus the other, let's use MK as your way for me to filter for your comments for MK. Type in Pack and then your comment after Pack so I can filter for those and highlight those and find them in Class. And I'll look for those three keywords and we'll try to go through the chat. You say why that game is the best, why MK is the best deluxe, why Pack is the best deluxe, Class of 1981 is the best. Again, it's I'll look for your chat, including the word MK, Pack, or Class to highlight it. So we got 41 votes so far. Again, we're looking for which one you think would be the best or which one is the best in your opinion. Is it because of the game lineup? I'm curious about that. Is it because of the style? Do you like the Mortal Kombat 2 design? Do you like the Pac-Man yellow? Do you like the Class of 1981? And let's take a look at that, actually. Let's go to this other screen here. So on the Arcade1up website, this is some of the new cabinets that are being released. Of course, they have the Infinity Game Board that was just announced recently. So then you have the Mortal Kombat cabinets, $4.99 for Mortal Kombat Class of 1981. If you're in the chat and you're not familiar with any of these deluxe cabinets, maybe you're new to the scene, just make your vote on which one you think looks the best, which one you think is most attractive to you. Now let's go into each one. You got Mortal Kombat, and here it is. All of these are $4.99, and this is going to have a list of games: Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate MK3, Tubin, Rampage, Joust, Wizard of War, Gauntlet, Root Beer Tapper, Defender, Bubbles, Paperboy, and Clax. Now, for me personally, Mortal Kombat is not necessarily a game I played it in the arcade. I played Street Fighter more. I would love to see a cabinet that has like all of these classic titles in it, and then other midway classic titles, and then maybe have more of an MK cabinet. Now, they decided to put classic games, and then they decided to put the MKs in there all in one. I guess that's what they wanted to do. I don't know. I think some of these other games could also do well. And then a lot of people complain about Paperboy being on there. Some people didn't like that. Another interesting topic around these deluxe cabinets, you got your Class of 1981, and you got your Pac-Man. You know, which one should you get? Now, both of them do have this, you know, if you were to get one of these, what's interesting about it, this new design for Deluxe has this slant design. So this is new. This is new where most of the cabinets would look more like this, where the screen is tilted, but more like the original cabinet. The Pac-Man class of 1981 have this slant design. And so far, the reviews that are coming in, that it looks pretty good. It's a BOE monitor, and I think there is a little bit, because it has that extreme angle, there's a slight compromise to it, but I think the compromise is not as bad as when they put a TN monitor in there. And so I haven't really seen any reviews where people are showing the monitor just having a horrible effect because of the extreme position. When I saw it in person when I was at CES, I thought if you stood about 10 feet away from it, you can see that extreme angle, and you kind of see a little bit of ghosting on it. So we got 46 people in the vote so far. If you want to vote on which one you think is the best, that'd be appreciated. Just type in M if you think Mortal Kombat's the best. Pac-Man, put P if you think Pac-Man's the best. Class of 1981, if you think that's the best, put in a C. That's how you cast your vote right here live in the chat. Don't type in anything else other than the M, P, or C, and that is how you'll see the vote increase. And right when you see your name slide in, you should see the vote counted as well, and so you can see that your vote got counted. We'll show the percentages in just a second. Let me talk about the Ms. Pac-Man is class of 1981 is a very interesting one, because see, this one only has 12 games. So if you're going to get the class of 1981, you're going to get that look where it has Ms. Pac-Man on the left, and then you have Galaga artwork on the right, and that is canon. There was a class of 1981 that came out, you know, a couple decades ago. So it didn't come out in the 80s, but it came out later. You know, it was the 20th anniversary cabinet, so it came out later. But a lot of people have nostalgia for that artwork. But again, this Arcade1up version has 12 games, and here's the list of games that you would find on this one. But if you come over to the Pac-Man and you want to have more of that original 1981, it's kind of funny. There's a class in 1981. That was like a reunion cab. That's why they called it class of 81. But this Pac-Man here actually came out in 81, or I should say the design did, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. I'm sure I'm saying something that's incorrect. But let's see. But this one has 14 games. So you get a few extra games and a couple games swapped out. So, you know, you got to go through the games list. You got to pick those and then pick the style of it, you know, if you were wanting to get one of these two. And then you might also think about if you have Arcade1ups in your arcade, if you will, your home arcade, which one of these machines, because dominantly they have the same games on it. They have a couple different ones, but they have a lot of the same. It could be the look. Do you want something that's bright and yellow, or do you want the blue and the black? And I understand the marquees on both of these look very good. And especially, yeah, when I saw the marquees, they were great. The black on this class of 1981, they actually got right. It's like the way they printed the artwork, the black covers up the light completely, and it only allows light to come through right where that color is. And so it looks very good. It looks very good. I mean, chances are if you got a class of 1981, a real arcade cabinet, chances are the marquee is not even going to look as good as this one. You can get it as good, of course, but I'm just saying there's a lot of old arcades where they still have like a really old crappy marquee in it. And of course you could upgrade it and it would look nice, but it takes some work to get that to look super clean like this one's going to be. I think Pac-Man, the marquee's going to look good. All right. Even the old ones. I'm just saying that this one has that black design. There's something nice about it, like covering up the light completely. I think that's pretty cool. All right, so let's start taking a look at the percentage. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Take that, Zohar and Papa Brad. People are saying that the class of 1981, the most of the votes. Oh, I just realized I don't have the number of votes. I should add that. Okay, so, man, I got to write this down. Number of votes should be added. Let's see. Number of votes. Now, if you disagree with this, the voting is still open. Voting is still open, and let's start with the winner. I'm going to look for the word class and see if there's anyone that's talking about class. Worst Django says, if MK had rollback and lobbies, it would be the best by far. But as is, class of 81. Kevin says the class of 81 is nice looking. Sean is saying, I love my deluxe class of 81. They did it correctly with a 4-way joystick. Wow. How many games can you play online on the class of 1981? That's a good point. Papa Brad has a good point. So you can play a ton co-op, right? Online co-op on the MK. Of course, there's been a lot of people saying that the online MK doesn't have good, it's laggy. But those other games, verified by Papa Brad's suggestion to Console Fanboy to get a group together to play those classic games. Go check out Console Fanboy's video. He shows gameplay of those classic games on the MK, playing with 2-3 other people, those games. And you can see the quality. Kevin is saying the class, Miss Pac-Man, and Galaga are better than the glitchy MK Online play and 10 copies of Pac-Man, not counting Super Pac-Man game. MK just wanted my comment on the screen. You are looking refreshed and happy, Justin. It's good. Thanks, man. Class of 81 needs the waterfall panel. Yeah, man. That's the only thing left. I think that's the only thing left. Like, if they were going to make a better version of the class of 1981, or if I were to buy that and then do upgrades on it, it would be, let me go like this. Hold on a second. Class of 1981, to make it better, light up coin door. You could add push button to start, but, you know, light up is definitely an awesome feature. So a light up coin door, and a waterfall deck, and you're good. Now, another amazing class of 1981, that would be amazing if they did. I think it would be worth the upgrade. A $699 class of 1981 XL. Okay? Basically, the class of 1981, as is, with a light-up coin door, with that same nice marquee, a 19-inch XL, and with waterfall. If you could get it with the waterfall, an XL with waterfall, you've basically, like, it's a replica reunion cab for $699. The shape is going to be really close to the original, but it's going to have an LCD instead of a CRT. Won't be as heavy. You can move it around your house with the XL with a dolly. You can go get a cheap $49 dolly from Home Depot, and you have no problem moving that up and down the stairs, assuming you have the ability to move up and down the 3/4 scale by yourself. Obviously, there's some people that have disabilities, and there's some people that have injuries, and obviously if they can't do this, then they can't do that. But, generally speaking, if you're capable of moving around in the house, the 3/4 scale machine, the XL is not significantly heavier. It's just taller. And so the bulkiness of the XL being taller does make it more difficult. Now, when I had the XL, I tried multiple times. There was a scenario where I needed to bring it upstairs, and I could do it all by myself. I have carpeted stairs, and I was able to put it on that and pull it up. It's not too heavy to do that. And there was another scenario where I was moving it up and down the house, and I just used my inexpensive dolly, lightweight dolly, and it made it even easier. And so, but a 3/4 scale, I can move up and down stairs by myself. Except for about a year ago when I had an injured foot. Let's see. Console kits. They ruined the ability to access the control panel with the current Pac-Man Deluxe cabs. I know of the flawed argument against upgrading controls, but what about replacement of broken? They ruined the ability to access the control. Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't know. Let's see. Yes. So if you guys don't know about it, what C Marvel is talking about is in the new Thank you so much for bringing this up. This is a good topic. We'll take a pause on the poll. And here's what we're talking about. This screen right here and this control deck, it's all one piece. It's all connected. And so the complaint is, if you want to be able to upgrade this this control panel, the joystick and buttons, after you fully assembled it, you can't unscrew the control panel and then just take off the control panel by itself, because it's physically attached to the same piece of wood as the monitor. And so you're going to have to get creative if you want to do an upgrade of the control panel. So if you want to get one of this new slanted screens, one recommendation off the top of my head is also buy the joystick and then do the upgrade to the joystick before fully assembling the cab. The other way is see if you can replace the joystick without removing the control panel. And that might be very difficult to do. I will say that. That's for sure. That'll make it difficult to do. Otherwise, you got to kind of disassemble the cab. Yeah. If anyone has any suggestions on how to easily, disassemble or replace the control panel on the Class of 1981, comment on this video afterwards. Come back to this video and comment. Not in the live stream, but I'd love to read your comment in the video after we're done live streaming. I'd love to know. I don't know. Wait. No co-op games at all on the Class of 1981. Also, Class of 1981 is not even using the title arcade ROM. This is a good point. So the Reunion cab had a very specific Reunion ROM that had Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, and Galaga only, but it also had the Pac-Man ROM in there. And then you could do an Easter egg that would actually be able to let you play the Pac-Man game as well. So it had 3 ROMs in a single, like 3 games in a single data memory, right? And the Class of 1981 from Arcade1up, they're only using the theme and the style. They're just using, the separate ROMs. And we got loud about that. I don't think there was anything they could do. I know John was looking into it, if he could get it in there. My guess is that he wasn't able to do it because, just a guess, I'd never heard anything back from him. It's got Pac-Man in it. And so Pac-Man requires its own license, and Class of 1981 has a completely different license. And as you know, they never put them together. I don't know if that's a business decision or a license restriction. I'm not sure. Let's see. I knew it would be Class of 1981. I voted C. There you go. Class kick plate panel, kind of lame. Class of 81. Not everyone wants online play. There you go. I'd buy a class. Wait a second. I don't understand this. It shows your emoji, but I filtered for class. I think the shocked... Oh, I got to look into this. I bet the shocked look in the text alternative for a shocked look has the word class in it. It's an SVG. I don't know. I don't know why. It's freaking me out right now. It's freaking me out why Jason's comment is showing up. What is wrong with you, Jason? Why is your message showing up? I'm filtered on the word class. There's a ghost message in my software from Jason. He slipped through somehow. I don't know. I'd buy a Class of 1981 XL, please. If they do an XL Class of 1981, it needs to have Pac-Man, or it's like the real cab. That's a good point. Like, do an XL and make it... Okay, what if they did that? They didn't put all the extra games on it, but it's legit the ROM. Like, that's it. You get a Class of 1981 XL, and you get 2 games and 1 secret game. Like, the only ROM in it. Imagine it boots, like, just straight into the game. It's basically a replica when it comes to the ROM with the ROM. That would be interesting. Okay, let's end this poll. I'm going to just give you... hide the poll so we can... If Class of 1981 had a correct ROM with Pac-Man, it'd be easy. Been the best. They need to make the control accessible again. Any possible newer Class of 1981 cabs. The current design doesn't allow for users to get to the controls once the cab is built. Brad, what is the difference between the real ROM and the Arcade1up? I think we talked about that. I don't know. Console Fanboy, there's a code. Yep, they're talking about how to access the Pac-Man. I just realized, like, the word class is not filtering. Yeah, see, Biggie D's making it through. Biggie D. Yes, I have the class of XL as well. Jason is a classy guy. See what's going on there? What filter are you using? Regex? No, it's string includes. That's it. It's JavaScript, so it's like for each message, right? If message includes my filter word, then show. No regex. I did regex for a little bit. I was even going to make it where my form, I can literally, if I did the regex symbol, it would do the regex, but I went with just includes. It's like a two lower includes. Very simple. I'm willing to bet anything they won't add Pac-Man to the class of 1981 because it would take away from the wow factor of the 25th anniversary, which has the Ms. Pac-Man, the Galaga, and the Pac-Man as a marquee. Do you think that's coming? Think that's coming? Here we go. Let's see. I think we're going to move on from this discussion. I think that was pretty good, but instead of going through, well, I feel bad now. I feel bad. Let's see. I think we're good. We talked about class of 1981. That was the one. Let's see what other, the next topic we're going to have. Let's go like this, go like that. All right. So we're going to do another vote in the poll. Let's see. Okay. This one's straight up. Straight up pretty easy. This one's going to should go much quicker. Oh, we got to do some refreshing. Let's refresh that. We're good there. Create a new poll. And freaking CastleMania Games. I messed up. See, this is my buggy code. CastleMania Games with a $10 chat message. I appreciate that, man. Thanks, Ryan. This video is now sponsored by CastleMania Games. If you're interested in checking out some pretty fantastic games that are available that you can purchase from CastleMania Games, then you want to head over to my friend's channel or website. It's CastleMania Games. CastleMania Games has the ability to nag you with messages so you can sign up for his newsletter, but that's okay. His newsletter comes with deals that you can sign up for, and we have multiple mod kits for your consoles that you can purchase from CastleMania Games, including the easy-to-replace replacement cases that are pretty fantastic. Did you know you can also get some of the best Evercade devices and games directly from CastleMania Games? Go check it out. He has a number of mods. He supports indie developers. So if you are an indie developer and you're interested in selling your products on a well-known brand like CastleMania, known in the retro gaming space, then reach out to info@castlemaniagames.com so your product can be showcased on this website. And definitely, as I continue to work through my collection of Evercades, I'm thinking of buying them from my buddy Ryan at CastleMania Games because he supports indie content creators like myself. So therefore, I'm going to support indie commercial. It looks like I'm reading a script, right? But no, I'm not. But dude, I appreciate you, Ryan. Always appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, for fun, I just turned this into like a quick ad, basically. Great. Do I need to add the little sponsor thing in there now? Okay, everyone know that Ryan is a person that I've met multiple times, and he's bought me lunch. So, and he just paid $10 on the channel. So, you gotta think twice before the influences that I'm making right now, because they come with bias, all right? You just know that. Just know that, okay? I want to make sure everyone realizes that. Okay, we're gonna go on to the next poll question. This one's straightforward. We're going to do a Y or an N to indicate your vote. That means it's just a yes or a no. All right. Before we get into it, let me talk about it here. So, we believe on just the next coming days, we're going to get an announcement from Arcade1up. Probably the Fast and the Furious. Everything is going towards that Fast and the Furious. And people are guessing what the price is going to be. The most common price that I've seen people guess is $5.99. So let's go with that. The big question is, would you buy? Would you consider buying the Fast and Furious for $5.99? All right, so let's show the poll so far. That's not what I meant to do. Show poll. There you go. All right, so let's see. Make sure you let's get in the. There's only 2 votes in so far, so some of you may not. Don't type in no. Type in N, JJ. Type in N. I'm sorry. This is clearly a bad idea to be. I should have just done the 0 and 1, right? So if you want to vote yes, type in Y. If you want to vote no, type in N. Because that if right on the chat right there, the keyword it's looking for is on the left side of the dash. It's looking for a Y or an N. And my arm is really awkward right now. So type in a Y or an N. I really should just do numbers, right? We should do a vote later. It's like, is this poll stupid? Yes or no? Anyway, so the Fast and the Furious, what do we know about that? Let's see. I could actually maybe bring up something while we're voting for that. And we got 34 people in the vote so far. And keep it coming. Let's try to get to about 50 people. And let's see. I think I have something. Anyway, okay, so the Fast and Furious came out as a leak. There was a manual that came out that gave us a look of what the Fast and Furious is going to look like. It looks like it's going to be a deluxe cabinet. And it's not going to have the actors on the side. It's just going to say Fast and the Furious. But Fast and Furious is a racing game. It's a newer racing game, so it's more powerful chipset, most likely, from the Outrun and from the, what's the other one? Ridge Racer? Yeah, so it's a newer type of game. Questions are still out there of what the price is going to be. We'll find out hopefully next week what the price of this is going to be. We'll figure out availability, figure out whether it's online, whether it's Wi-Fi, whether it's linkable, how many cabs it's linkable, if it is linkable, is it just leaderboard? All those things hopefully will be answered. And then there's also the possibility that all of that is true or not, but then they don't deliver it day one. Hopefully they've learned that lesson on that, because the NFL Blitz came out last year and it was available. It didn't have online right away. Now it's available. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they didn't have online available. They were hoping they could do rollback. It doesn't have rollback now. So it's just like a negotiated latency between the two, and everyone agrees on a delay amount, and then you're playing that entire game in that exact fixed lag amount. So if you have a high ping rate on Marvel vs. Capcom 2, then your game is going to be laggy. But if the other person is close, you have fast internet, a low ping rate, then it'll lock in on a lower ping rate and you'll have a good experience. So literally your experience can vary when it comes to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, according to the technology that I understand, combined with what I've seen other people that own it talk about. But the question here is, would you consider buying the Fast and Furious for $5.99? We have, what I'd love to hear from you, I'm sorry I shouldn't say this earlier, if you want to make a comment about Fast and the Furious, just type in FF. I'll be searching for the keywords FF in your chat message so that we can have a discussion. We can talk about it. I'll read your comments. And so, again, if you're just joining us and you want to participate on the poll, just type in Y. If you would consider buying the Fast and Furious for $5.99, type in Y. Nooner, is that right? The background music is hypnotizing? Yes. You will subscribe to Console Kits. You will hit the like button. And you will comment down below. I am hypnotizing you right now, live on the stream. Okay, just type in Y if you would consider buying it for $5.99. Type in N if your answer is no. Again, the keyword on the left and right. I should probably just do numbers next time. Thank you, Ralphie, for hitting the like button. All right. Okay, so let's start showing those percentages. The poll is, oh, look at that. Landslide, 82%. 82% with the no. 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 Mike's talking about the Evercade, but just for some reason, FF filtered. Yeah, I got a bug there for sure, but I'll read it anyway. Now I gotta, hold on. FF. It's there. I don't know why. Is there 2 F's in his message somewhere? I don't see it. Man, who coded this? It's horrible. I bought an extra Evercade XP and an Evercart, and they can play custom Evercade carts with the games they don't offer yet. All right, evidently I'm going to do everyone in the voice of Mitch Hedberg. I'm not buying FF or any more cabs. I would do a why I'm quitting home arcade buying if I was a content creator. Okay, Mitch Hedberg. FF, linkable confirmed. FF, I played the Fast and the Furious at Arcade Revival in San Bernardino yesterday. I was not impressed with the game. I went to the store and I bought a donut. They gave me a receipt for the donut, and I was like, I don't need a receipt for this donut. How about I just give you the money? End of transaction. Like some skeptical person comes up and says, hey, did you buy that donut? And I'm like, yeah, I got the receipt right here at home in the file. In my filing cabinet for D. D for donut. Anyway, FF, wife wants it. Loves cruising series, so I'd get it on sale. Wish it had the bike game, though. That would be good. I don't have a driving car, but if I did, it'd have a finite amount of space. And I don't know if waiting for a better racer is the move I'd expect. Be moddable like the last 2 racers. Hedgeberg live streaming. If FF is an original new game, what is this game at Dave & Buster's or something? FF, no, because it's basically a Paul Man's Cruisin'. I'd rather much buy a Cruisin' Pro. Offer was FF, I'd pick it up. Hedgeberg was funny as FF. I should play the FF in Geneva or the lake when it's strip open next month. All right, that's my wife is texting me. Please stop for the love of God doing Mitch Hedberg on your live stream. It is the worst impression I have ever heard. All right. Yes, Mitch Hedberg is the evolution of CT Jason. So you just start with Mitch Hedberg, and then you start grinding up your voice a little bit, and you're like, hey, everybody, I'm Mitch Hedberg Jason. I'm CT. No, okay, whatever. Yeah. Man, don't even act like I didn't buy that donut. Mitch Hedberg was the best. It was so good. Okay. That is our poll for buying Fast and the Furious. We're going to end that poll now. Appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much for coming here, hanging out in the chat. But I got another one. Now we're going into user requested polls. Right now, if for serious now, if you do, that's right, Mr. Home Arcade does a good CT Jason impression. Oh, that's funny because it's true. Anyway, so type in poll in the chat if you have an idea for a poll question that you would love to hear from the community, and I'll try to jot those down. So we're getting into community poll questions that have come in on the fly. And this one I think was from JJ. Let me type it in. Okay. Wait. Okay. I almost messed it up. Okay. All right. So this next poll, There's a ton of people out there that really love the racing cabinets from Arcade1up, but there's long been debated which racer is the best. Do you want a sit-down racer or do you want a stand-up racer? So the keyword I'm going to be looking for in the live chat to hear what you have to say is race. So if you have a comment about whether you'd want a sit-down or a stand-up, which one you prefer, type in race and I will, highlight your comment. For the poll, the question is, would you prefer a sit-down racer over a stand-up if the seat was done right? So we're going to pull that, show that poll now. Would you prefer a sit-down racer over a stand-up if the seat was done right? Type in 1 if you would just want that stand-up no matter what. Type in 2 if you would get a stand-up if the seated was done right. All right, and we'll start showing the totals. Let's try to get that up. Chat, if we can get that up to about 50, that would be really cool. Get your votes out there. It's a really interesting question, right? So do you guys remember when Arcade1up came out with the Outrun, right? And the Star Wars? Those are examples of, they had both of those machines in a sit-down and stand-up form. And so some people feel that the sit-down version that they came out with, it wasn't done right. And it's possible that that is why it appears they've gotten rid of the sit-down version. Maybe the conclusion that Arcade1up had was the sit-down version doesn't sell very well. But maybe the reason why the sit-down doesn't sell very well, because it wasn't done right. Right? So maybe if it was done right, you would buy it. But what's interesting is, I think what's interesting about that is, it feels as though, I'm not even sure if they gave it a chance. Right? Did they really give it a chance? So here's like the Ridge Racer that is pulled up real quickly. This is the a stand-up version of the Ridge Racer. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even think they had a Ridge Racer at all that had a sit-down option. Like, you would have to do the mod yourself. And again, we got a poll here. Let's make sure we get, let's see. I'm going to, if the sit-down was done right. Okay, I'm going to vote it too. Let's see if that goes up. Okay, there we go. We got those votes rolling in. Again, type in 1 in the chat if you would just get a stand-up no matter what. Type in 2 if you would get a seated if it was done right. We got 40 votes. I'm hoping that we can get up to about 50 votes before we reveal what those answers are. And in the chat, I'm going to look for the word race, and hopefully it's filled with a ton of jokes. No, kidding. And you have the word racers in there, and that's the poll. We can come back to that. Sit down, race, linkable, Outrun 2. Race, I'd buy the sit down, but I'm out driving right now. Dude, MG, you can't be on YouTube and chatting and typing at the same time. Can't do that. Race, stand up, road blasters, free road blasters. There we go. Race, stand up, spy hunter, or pole position. Sit down racer, rush, 100%. Okay, so that's a poll. Come back to that. No, I do not want to update Docker right now. Stand up as I'm out of space. Space limited. Race 1, 3. No racer. Stand up racer. We have plenty of stand up racers. Need more sit down. Cubert should be a great cabinet to release for the human race. Very good, JJ or JR. I'd be curious, Port of Dreams says, I'd be curious how much a sit-down racer done right would actually cost as opposed to the play school size seat they had before. Race. Arcade1up argues they'd stop sit-down because people want to stand, but I'd argue nobody bought it because the sit-down seat sucks. But I'd argue nobody bought it. It's because the sit-down seat sucks. So the reason why no one bought it is because the sit-down sucks. Race, I will pay good money for a sit-down if it was done flawlessly. We'll get back to that poll. Race, Hydro Thunder needs to sit down. Daytona USA also 100% linkable. I wonder if there's titles out there that you just can't do stand-up. Like, the stand-up won't work. You gotta do a sit-down. Race, too much sitting gives me road rage. Okay. Sit-down needs to be scaled up in size, but the stand-up takes much less space. Ooh, conundrum. Take your stand-up racer and... yeah, there you go. Stand up with an option to sit down. Yeah, what about that? What if there was like a really clever design that they did where it's both in one? So it wouldn't be a deluxe, right? It would be... How could that work? Whoa, what if it's a deluxe, but the bottom piece is either something you can sit on or attach? Yeah, I don't know. There's some interesting thoughts there. Yeah, okay. Too much, yeah. Okay. Release time crisis, and I will race to the store to buy it. Race, the Buy Stuff Arcade sit-down mod is great. Is that right? Is theirs pretty good? All right. So, very good. Let's see what our results are. You would buy the sit-down if the sit-down was done right. It's so important if something is done right. Wow. A lot of people haven't bought the sit-down, but it's probably because they feel like it hasn't been done right. Only 30% people are saying that they would get the stand-up, while 69 people said seated, done right. Good job, JJ, on that poll. That was fantastic. All right, so before I delete, I'm going to have to capture some of these poll. Okay, we had that one. That was pretty good. We got this one as poll. What should be the next arcade racer? Hydro Thunder, Rush the Rock, pole position, outrun. Let's see. Would you buy a pedestal? Form factor, yes or no? Next sports theme cab, like Nooner, you got some good ones. Darkstalker versus Darkstalker XL versus Street Fighter XL. What should be the next arcade racer? Okay, mention that. Okay. Hayden, let's check that one out. I'm gonna write that one down. Next racer, Hydro Thunder, Rush the Rock. Come on. Rush the Rock, pole position, or outrun. Okay, so I have that marked as ready to go. We'll do that in a second. And let's see. Then we got the Darkstalkers XL, Street Fighter XL. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go with that, and we're gonna clear that out. I'm gonna lose everything, all the data. It's gone. Okay. So we're gonna do another poll here. Let's see. This one is, what is the best form factor? Okay, we're gonna do a couple here. So 3/4 no riser, 3/4 with riser, and then it's an XL, and then a Pro. Okay, and we're gonna assume the price points of $299, and then let's see. I think it was $399. No, I'm not going to remove the prices. Yeah, the prices. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 options. So this is talking about Arcade1up. I just went with this for simplicity. What is the best form factor for Arcade1up? Let's say. So the first option is the 3/4 with no riser. If that's your option, you want that. Assume that's like $299 price point. If you're interested more in the 3/4 scale with riser, now what can we expect that price to be? Maybe $399 or $499? I didn't include a deluxe. Why no deluxe? I'm ending the poll. The poll is ending. I'm sorry. You're right. This is bad. All right, so poll has ended. I didn't do it right. I didn't write it down. Best form factor. You're right. I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. So we're going to do 5 options here. I really want to hear what your answer on this one is, but I messed up. A lot going on. So one of the features I'm adding is I'm going to make it where I can load up a whole bunch of poll questions ahead of the stream, and then I'm just making the options. And then we can just go, rapid fire. So we got a 3/4 no riser. I'm typing as fast as I can. We got a 3/4 with riser. Then we got a deluxe. And then we got an XL. Ooh, this is going to be good. We got a pro. Best form factor. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is our option. We're saving that. Show the poll. Are we good? What is the best form factor for Arcade1up to come out with? Type in 1 if you think it's 3/4 scale, no riser. Like, just do that all day long. That's what you'll buy. 3/4 scale, no riser. You want that price to be like a $299 price, as low as possible, maybe $350 when it first comes out. That's kind of what we see at Walmart from time to time. Then you got the 3/4 scale with the riser. So this is the custom riser kind of built in. We would see that kind of like on the Ridge Racer. You have that Ridge Racer cabinet. It has that custom riser. It kind of matches the art form. That's what we're talking about with the 3/4 with the riser. Then we have the deluxe model. We're talking about this type of deluxe, like this MK deluxe that I'm showing on a screen, where it's all streamlined, right? There's no riser built in. And then when it comes to the XL, what is that? The Golden T? Do we have that? Do they still have the Golden T in here? Let's see. I don't even know if there it is. The Golden 3 3D is what we call the XL model. It's kind of like deluxe, but it's a lot bigger, right? So let's assume that price is like a $699. And then you got the Killer Instinct Pro Edition, which is our only example of a Pro so far. This is more expensive. This one was $1,000. Hit 5 if you're interested on that. Let's see. So the Pro and the XL, same shape, form factor, assuming, they continue to come out with XL and Pros, they're going to have that same form factor, but you're going to pay more. Killer Instinct is more expensive because it has upgraded sticks. And then it comes with all these extra things, like they charge you extra for this seat, the mat, tin sign, Yamaha speaker upgrade, HAP joysticks, but they weren't the HAP joysticks people wanted. Anyway, so that's the Pro. Anyway, so we got 43 people in the vote so far. If you're just joining us, hit 1. Type in only a number in the chat, just like Chuck Wilson just did right here. Right there. And we got some votes coming in here. 5. Got some votes for 4. And we'll see when we get a little bit more votes, we'll see how it comes in. And then type in form in the chat. FORM. I typed in Best Form Factory, didn't I? Probably like Fear Factory. I don't know. I've always liked... No, I never liked that band. I actually went to a concert that was System of a Down. But you know who was headlining? Was it Fear Factory? Fear Factory. Was it Fear? Was the band called Fear Factor, or was the show called Fear Factor? Or was the show called Fear Factory, or was the band called Fear Factory? I can't remember. We left. We didn't stay for that band, but we definitely were there for... Dude, it was System of a Down, 1999. It was there, like, before they were big. Me and my wife, we got married that year. I think we were dating, actually, and we went to System of a Down. And we were front row at a small little club, 300 people maybe, right there. And basically, that the first album with the hand, Basically, they played that entire set. And it was like that first debut album. I don't think they had an album before that, so it was their first album. And we were huge early System of a Down fans. And yeah, it was great. It was really great. So we got over 50 votes. Thank you guys so much. Let's show those percentages. Wow. 40% with the XL. The best form factor is the XL. And earlier in the chat, we were talking about, we did a poll on what would you rather have, an XL or a Pro. And there was way more on the XL for $699. And the Pro has the lowest in the chat. 5% are saying they would that the best form factory is the Pro. And then next we got, so Pro is worse in most people's opinion, at least here in this sample size, than the 3/4 scale with no riser. You guys hear that? The Pro is a worse value than the 3/4 scale with no riser, according to these numbers. There's only a very few amount of people said Pro was their favorite. And then it's some more people really liked the no riser 3/4 scale. And then a little bit more was like with the riser. People are liking the deluxe. And the vote is still live right now. The vote is still live. And so if you want to continue to vote on this one right here, you can. Let's see if you can get those numbers to move. I dare you. I dare you to get those numbers to vote. Let's see if we can get to 60. Come on. Those in the chat. Let's see if we can get to 60. I'm looking for the word form if you want to talk about 19K Fox with the best form factor, worse price. The XL form should be able to have upgrades to make it Pro. Direct plug and play options from Arcade1up. Let's see. Gotta mark only show the ones that I haven't read. Form XL over Pro because I replaced all my sticks and buttons anyway. Just give me the form factor and I'll upgrade what I need. Thank you, Supreme Stockcar. Then we got Josh with XLs for most and Pros for special control cabs, period. Bob with the form riser, make them flood-proof. Let's see. 3/4 should be replaced with a bar top. Proper bar top, not countercade or partycade. Who would want a riser? I don't get it. Who would want a riser? I don't know. I saw some people that are like interested in buying risers for their deluxe, right? They want to get that deluxe a little taller. Deluxe. Ooh, we got some people coming in with the Pro. Dustin Rogers came in here with the Pro, getting those numbers to move around a little bit. If you haven't voted, please spam this system. I gotta really see if this system will break. So I'm gonna try another vote in a little bit, see if we can get some more numbers going on here. Yeah. And I just realized there's something else I need to do as well. Come on, let's get those votes going. There you go, JT Brunick. Appreciate that. Carl D, just type in the number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 right here in the live chat. You type that number in, you'll get that vote. What do you think is the best form factor? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? We got 72 people voting. The best form factor. Let's see. I like the risers because it makes it easier to move, and there's a lot of custom vinyl available. Let's see. Form. Nope, I've shown all those already. Let's see. I'm a snob. It's deluxe or better than It's deluxe or better than for me. Wow. Isn't the deluxe and the XL basically the same thing? No. So the deluxe and the XL are different sizes. And so the deluxe is a similar size to the previous 3/4 scale with riser. In fact, if you put them side by side, you put them side to side, they're the same height, but the XL is the same height as the Pro. Let's try to make this clear, right? So the 3/4 scale is the shortest cabinet. This is one that has no riser, so it's closest, to the ground, right? Then you have the 3/4 scale with riser. The height of the 3/4 scale riser has changed over the years. So you have the original height, then they went a little bit taller as the years went by. Big Blue is like the tallest 3/4 scale, but they basically added an additional height inside the starting with like the Big Blue. So we started seeing some taller 3/4 scale with riser. Now, when the deluxe comes out, all the deluxe did was consolidated the riser. It didn't do anything else. It's exactly the same height. The MK Deluxe is exactly the same height as the previous year's MK 30th, which was a 3/4 scale with the riser. So you see that first one is the shortest, then 3/4 with riser and deluxe are the same height. Then you have the XL and Pro. And the only difference between the XL and Pro is the price and then what accessories you get with it. The XL is the same form factor as the Pro. The XL that's been out so far was the XL Golden T 3D. Same height form factor as the Pro. It's the same, like, increased dimensions. But the Golden T XL was only $699, while the Killer Instinct Pro was $999. So aren't the Deluxe and the XL the same? They're the same in the sense that they're riserless, but they're not the same when it comes to how tall they are, how wide they are. What's more have in common is the XL and Pro. All right, so there we go. We got 75 people have voted in the live chat, and it looks like the XL is the winner as the best form factor. There's most people have voted that it's the best form factor. This is crazy. Like, these are not numbers that I would expect. Like, I've been covering home arcade since 2018, like almost 5 years. Well, not 5 years, but more in 2019. So I don't know, 3-4 years, whatever. And I think I have a pretty good tap on the community. I thought, but the numbers are just telling me a different story. That's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna end that poll. Appreciate you guys so much for doing this. We got a few more polls that I want to do. Let's do it. These are more. So at this point, if you have a poll idea for the show, I think I might do this as a separate, like, the Sunday show is typically like a monologue podcast form. I tell a story. I tell a situation, my view on certain things. Then I get your view on it. Kind of has that format. And this show does not have that format at all. But I do like this poll format. But I think what I'll do is I'll make it during the week type of thing next time. So if you have an idea for polls, comment after this video is not in the live chat. If you have ideas for a poll, just comment on the video afterwards. And if you think it would help, it'd be fun for the community and, fun to do the live stream, then we'll do that. So I got 2 more polls that I want to do that were user submitted. Oh, no. Sorry. I deleted it. Okay. Yeah. My UI is coming along. I really appreciate it. You guys coming to hang out with these polls and participating in the poll. That's super appreciated. And I'm trying to make this, at least my community, I don't know if our community, the community of viewers that come and watch the content, try new things. and use the skills that I have as a software developer to try to lean into some custom live streams and then make those tools available to other people once all the bugs are worked out as well. So people can use this as a creative tool. Okay, so I think I got it. All right. So this one is a, what would you like to see as the next racer? So this is like a vote before. You type in 1, 2, 3, or 4. Make that only, your only thing you type in needs to be a number. If you type in anything else other than a number, it won't count as the vote. I'm going to start showing those totals. You see that 4 people have voted, 6 people have voted. If you type anything other than the 1, 2, 3, or 4, it won't be counted. And so I'm looking for messages that just have that number in it. And if it has exactly only that number, then it counts it as a vote. Which I'm thinking of changing for next time, but we can talk about that in a moment. So out of all the ones that are in here, that first one of Hydro Thunder is a pretty interesting one. So you guys remember this one, the Hydro Thunder machine. They have this at a local Walmart. They also, downtown, the Up Down, they have, I think it's like 5 Hydro Thunders next to each other. I think it might be 5. The first time I played it at that arcade, though, the first unit ate my tokens, so that really upset me. But I need to, I went to another machine. So this is, 4 next to it. Yeah, is there only 4 or is there 5? The freaking Stringer Films with the super chat. Hold on a second. Oh, that's not working. Let's see if I fixed the bug. Did I? I saw your super chat come into another screen. There's a bug for sure. There it is. So Stringer Films, $2 super chat. He says, got 268 million on my second Godzilla game. Is that good? You've only played Godzilla twice? And is that good? Yeah, that's really good, man. It's really good. I'm an IT tester. Yeah, it didn't work. See, I have this screen here. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't work. It's the Stringer Film super chats don't show up in my tool. I was able to do it because it's hard to explain, but so I've modified YouTube so that as the chats come in, so like right now there's no chats coming in. Go ahead and chat. You won't see them come in. And it's because I'm in YouTube itself, but I can click on it. It'll show the messages. But if I scroll to the bottom, then it'll start feeding them in. So all messages that come in through like just that YouTube chat. Oh, Kevin, the show has been awesome. Great job. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, 268 Godzilla. That's pretty good. That's technically it's my 3rd game. I half played it. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, you can go into that scoop, right? You got that scoop down, you pick a mode and you're just killing the mode and then yeah, you're doing a good job, aren't you? Okay, so we're almost at 50 votes. So which one? We got the next Razor, Hydro Thunder, Rush the Rock. Rush the Rock. You're talking about Rush, right? Not the band. Rush the Rock. Okay. Pull that up. The best arcade racer ever. San Francisco, Rush the Rock. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's pull that one up. This is what we're talking about. San Francisco, Rush the Rock. That's what it looks like. Should that be the next one? We got 48 votes. 48 people have voted in the chat. What do you guys think it should be? If you want to cast your vote, we get 2 more, and I'll show that percentage. Number 1 is Hydro Thunder. Type in 1 if you want to cast your vote for Hydro Thunder. Type in 2 for Rush the Rock. Type in 3 if you want to see pole position from Arcade1up. Type in 4 if you're interested in Outrun. Type in the number only in the chat, and then it will register your vote. And let's see. I think it's a little buggy is what's going on here. Something's not right. Yeah, look at it. It's not moving. See, Dan just put in 3, but it's not showing. Definitely not showing. Okay, hold on a second. Let me try some stuff. I think I messed it up. Let's see. Show. No, auto on. Okay. There we go. They're coming in. If you I think Stringer Film did broke it. If you voted in the last minute or so and your vote didn't go through, just type in again 1, 2, 3, or 4. Hydro Thunder, Rush the Rock, and then Outrun. Let's give us one more vote. Get us to 50. There we go. We're starting to see those roll in and get those counted. Let's see what we got. This is interesting. Let's see. Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder looks like it won at 39%. 13% are saying Rush the Rock. 35%, a close second, is pole position, and 11% voted for Outrun. Let's see, did my vote go through? Let's see. Dan Z. I don't think your vote went through, Dan Z. Type in 3 again. All by itself. Just by itself. Yeah, we're starting to get some more votes in there. Yeah, I'm gonna work on it tonight, man. Maybe later this week. Get this all refined. This has been so helpful for you guys to come into this live stream, and you know, I'm gonna take a lot of notes on how I can make this this app a little bit cleaner. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make it where your actual one of the ideas that I have was your message that it comes in, it like highlights special if you voted, so it knows that you've voted. So we'll see that your vote counted, and then it won't count certain votes. Anyway, so we got 55 people. Oh, that's a good point. The reason why is because that's the next poll. Is them separate. So let's try that one real quick. So let's refresh this. And we ended the poll. We're going to create a new poll. And it's best racer. We're going to do it between Daytona. Let's see. Cruisin'. Daytona. All right, 1 and 2. Okay, this next one is heavily debated as which one is the best racer. I think there's 2 sets of people. You either like Daytona or you like Cruisin'. So which one is it? Let's find out right now. Type in 1 if you want Daytona. I meant Daytona. I also need to add a spell check. And then Cruisin'. I didn't type the apostrophe in because I thought that would be crazy. Anyway, so cast your vote. Best racer, Daytona, or Cruisin'. Let's start showing those poll totals so you can see those coming in. There we go. See if we can get to that 40 or 50 range. So what we're doing here, if you're just joining us, we are voting on the best racer between the 2. Daytona, I forgot the Y. I'm afraid to edit it. I guess I could try it. Daytona. Hey, it works. I can edit it. Wow. I did work on that so that I could edit it, but I was afraid it would break if I did it, but Let me edit it. This is kind of cool. I can like, let's see, save it again. Yeah, Daytona, USA. And it still has the 43 votes. Very good. Should I do something crazy? A lot of you have cast your vote already. But can I do this? Fast and Furious. There you go. I just added Fast and Furious live. I shouldn't do that, right? I shouldn't do that. Let me delete it. So I remove Fast and Furious. Okay, cool. At least that works. Live Fast and the Furious. 45 votes. All right, so let's get a few more people to vote. Just type in the number 1 if Daytona, if you want it to be Daytona 2, if you want Cruisin', you know, if you think that is the best cab out there, the best title. Is it this Rush, or what would you rather see, the Daytona USA or Cruisin'? Let's see. For those people that have typed in, let's see, Daytona would outsell Cruisin' 15-1. Daytona is going to crush Cruisin'. I like Cruisin', but Daytona would add variety to the current racer lineup. Daytona is legit. Daytona, baby. I used to go to Daytona Beach all the time when I was in high school. Daytona has 3. It's a fun game. Just don't see the love for it, I guess. Daytona, let's go. Daytona all the way. Daytona is just a circle. Let's go in circles. Come on. Cruisin' is 3 games and 8 tracks per. Cruisin' has 3 total tracks. Daytona is left forever. Cruisin' has variety. Daytona and Crazy Taxi each completely blow Cruisin' out of the water. Okay, so let's see. Cruisin' is spelled wrong too. Is that right? Cruisin' is spelled with an apostrophe, right? Oh, you're right. The I. Here's what's great. I can make it like it never happened. Bam. It's too late to get loud. Game over. All right. Daytona and Cruisin' Taxi each completely blow Cruisin' away. All right, we're almost to 50. We're not to 50. We're almost to 50 votes. Let's see. Daytona makes me want to smoke Winston and drink Bush. You can't see birds dropping on your windshield in Daytona. Come on. Coors Light and Daytona. Daytona only has 3 tracks. Okay, one more vote. Type in 1 if you like Daytona. Type in 2 if you like Cruisin'. You guys don't want to run over a deer in Cruisin'. Okay, hold on. Daytona is great as a sit-down cab with the full experience, but Cruisin' plays great both sit or stand. All right, so we're above 50. Let's see what the numbers are. You guys ready for this? I have no clue what it's going to be. The tool that I have built so far does not allow me to see what the vote is. I had that working for a while where I could see, and I took it out. I think it's better for me to be surprised anyway. Daytona is winning with 56%. And if you disagree with this in the live chat, type in 2. If you want to get that Cruisin' a little bit higher, the votes are still in. Let's try to see if we can get those votes higher. There's some people in the chat that are making some good arguments about Daytona versus Cruisin'. I think what we've said so far is that Daytona only has 3 tracks, is what you're saying, but Cruisin' has a ton more. We do see a whole bunch of more people coming in with some 2s. It's like they're winning a race. There's a race right now between Daytona and Cruisin', but if you've casted your vote already, it won't allow you to count it twice. Let's see if we can get Cruisin' to a higher percentage. Paul says Daytona is really only a fun head-to-head, which isn't what we'll be doing at home. Yeah, That's interesting. Daytona is great as a sit-down cab. We talked about that already. Yeah. You can't choose. Jet Set. Can't choose. All right. I think we hit it with 53 votes. I don't think we can go any further. That's about it. So we have one more poll to do, and that'll be the end. We're wrapping up here. We'll do, one more poll, and then I'll let you guys go. Please hang out for this final one. Really appreciate it. All right, here we go. It's, I think, the most important question to end the night. And, at least to end this live stream. And I'd really appreciate it if I could get a good, 50 votes on this one would be super appreciative. I don't know if we can get up to 50. Up to 50! All right, guys, and then coming up next, we got 19K Fox is going to start streaming, as you guys know. 19K Fox is a good friend of mine. He should be coming to come hang out here in Iowa pretty soon because he's going to pick up my Star Wars trilogy. That's right. So the Sega Star Wars trilogy is a cabinet, a full-size cabinet that I own. Hold on a second. And I just realized I could show you this, right? Maybe I could show you this before 19K Fox starts. And let me see if I can go into here as well. Get this going. Okay. So here is the poll, guys. And then I have one final thought after the poll. And let's save it. And here's the answer. Here's the question. Do polls suck? Yes, they suck. Never do this again. 2, no, this was fun. Keep doing it. Type in 1 or 2 to answer this question. And don't forget to hit a like on this video, especially if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in seeing content from me again to be in your feed. If you don't want me to be in your YouTube feed, then what you should do is next time you see my video, you multi-click on it, touch, hit the option, and what you want to do is say, don't show me content from this content creator, because even unsubscribing doesn't always do that. And let's see. I think I can do this like this. All right, so my phone, let me go to the photos here. So let's see if we can start to get those poll totals. We got 42 people in the chat so far have voted on whether they like these polls or not. And I want to show you one more video before we go. Is this how to do it? This is how to do it. Nope. Dang it. Man, this is hard. I got to come more prepared. You can't be prepared when you're in the moment trying to come up with an idea, because it's in the moment, right? It's in the moment. That's the whole point. How do you prepare for something that's happening in the moment? It's not really possible. Going here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Got that going. All right. Okay, let's see if I can show you this. I think I can. If I get it to stream over to my laptop. Not that. Okay, I'm going to turn off the music here. And this is, if I can get this right. Yeah. I want it, not that. It's this. No. Not Amy Man, although Amy Man is great. Sorry, guys. I'm just sitting here trying to get this to work. And yes, this, yes, exactly this, yes, do this. And it's exactly 8 o'clock now. And it's playing, yes. Okay. Let's do it in the corner here. This is me, old man me. And will it play? Come on, play. It is playing.
Circuit board. Heck, it might even be something that you wiggle.
This is my message to 19K Fox.
You can figure it out.
Here we go. Sorry.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
No, the beginning. The beginning. What are you doing?
Mr. 19K Fox, I'm here to tell you that this baby is ready for you. It's ready for you to pick up. Now, it may freeze. That's okay. You can figure it out, but look how beautiful this thing is. It is the best arcade in the world. It's just way too big for my place. You gotta come and get it. Come to Iowa and come pick up your machine. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, you could always unplug it and plug it back in and hope that it gets past that first screen and doesn't freeze. You can figure it out. It's probably just a capacitor that you need to replace on the circuit board. Heck, it might even be something that you wiggle inside there and then it doesn't do this. But look how beautiful it is. It's so beautiful. It's the most beautiful cabinet that has ever been created. Look at that marquee. Come to Iowa, my friend. Come to Iowa. And we'll go out to...
Come to Iowa, 19K Fox. Come and pick up your Star Wars Sega trilogy that you said you would come and get when it got warm. Well, it's warm, buddy. It's getting warm. It's time for you to go, you guys in the live chat. You gotta go hound 19K Fox. And you say, Justin showed us the Sega Star Wars trilogy that he's gonna give you. And tell him, go to Iowa to get your Sega Star Wars trilogy because you want to see him repair that machine in his house. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in the chat. And as Alfred said, may the Force be with you. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.